So section 5.2, we are working on solving systems of equations by graphing. Now, for these first two examples, a graph is already given for us, which is really nice. So if we look at example A, they give us the equations, but we also see the two red lines on our graph. Now, when we're asked what is the solution to the system of equations, the solution to two equations on a graph is wherever the two lines intersect each other. So, because the intersection of two lines is a point, that means our solution is going to be a point. So, if we look at these two lines, hopefully you can notice where they intersect. We can see an intersection right here. Now, how do we write our answer based on that? Well, it's going to come down to our x and our y values for that point. So you remember, this horizontal axis is the x-axis, that's why it's labeled here, and the vertical axis is the y-axis. So we can represent this point in terms of x and y. So our x value is represented on these numbers on the horizontal axis, so this point here falls when x is -4. You see that? So x is on this line, but this point, if we trace it back up to the x-axis, is at -4. So the first part of our solution will say x equals -4. Now, we just need to figure out what does y equal. So we'll do the same thing, except now we're on this axis. So now, looking at this point, let's trace it back to the y-axis. Y is also -4. So we'll write y equals -4, and that's our answer. X equals -4, y equals -4. You could either write it this way, or I did also say the intersection of two lines is a point, so we could write it as a point with our x and y values. So that would be -4, -4, since our x and y values are both -4. Okay, let's get a look at another one. So this example, our two lines are also given to us. We can see the equations up here, but since we're already given the lines, that work's done for us. So again, we see the intersection of the two lines. That is our solution. So now we need to figure out what are the x and y values. So for our x value, we take this point and we trace it back up to the x-axis here. So this point is at x equals 3. And then we'll do the same thing with our y value. So if we trace this point back to the y-axis, we see that y equals -3. So again, you could write your answer like this, or we could write it as an ordered pair where x equals 3 and y equals -3. So both ways are correct when you are writing your final answer. Okay, now for these ones, we are going to actually have to graph these equations. So let's do a little color coding. This first one, let's make our red equation, and the second one, we will make our blue equation. Now, if we think back to last section, we talked about how to graph a line when we're given an equation in a specific form, and that form was called slope-intercept form. So that was where we have y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope value and b is our y-intercept value. So if we look at our red equation first, we'll start with the y-intercept because that automatically gives us a point that we can put on our graph. So if I look, the y value, the y value in this equation is going to be represented by this -4. So our y-intercept is going to be at a point, and that point, remember we said for any y-intercept, the x value is always 0, and then the y value is going to be represented by, the y value will be represented by whatever number comes in this part of your slope-intercept form equation. So our y-intercept will be 0, -4 for that red equation. So I'm going to go ahead and graph that point here. Now the only other thing to do for our red equation is to use our slope to find 2 more points. So remember, we use m to represent our slope, and in this case it is whatever number is being multiplied by x, which is going to be this whole fraction, negative 2/3. So our slope equals negative 2/3. So from this point, if I go negative 2/3 is my slope, we think of rise over run. So negative 2 for the rise will be down 2 units, and then positive 3 in the denominator, which represents the run, means I will go right 3 units. So my next point will be here. Then I can just follow that same pattern one more time using rise over run. So I will go down 2 units, right 3 units. And that will be another point. And this is enough for me to graph our red equation. Okay, so now we just need to follow that same process with our blue equation. So I'm going to work on the left side of the page now. Our y-intercept, we know the x value will be 0, and our y value is represented by this number here. So in this case, it is -1. So our y-intercept will be 0, -1. So that point is right here. And our slope is positive 1/3. So if we use rise over run, that would be up 1, right 3. So from our blue point, I will go up 1, right 3. So another point will go there. Now you might notice if I continue in that direction, if I keep going like this, that'll be correct. But I'm not going to see the intersection of these 2 lines because notice our red line is down here, but if our blue line extends this way, that's going away from the red line. We want to see where they intersect. So I actually need to trace my blue line this way. But how do I do that? Well, instead of using my slope to go up 1, right 3, it'll be okay if I just do the opposite of both numbers. So in other words, our slope is 1/3. That would be the same thing as if I had -1 divided by -3, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So if we think about it that way, from our original point, instead of going up 1, right 3, I can actually go down 1, left 3. So let's do that, and then it looks like that's going to take us right to the intersection of our 2 lines. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my blue line. Not perfectly straight, but good enough. And now we see the intersection is this dot here. So the final thing to do is write our solution, and I'm going to write it as an ordered pair. So I need an x and a y value. For this intersecting point of our 2 lines, my x value is going to be, if I trace this back up to the x-axis, this would be -3 for x. And now my y value, I'll do the same thing, except I'm going to trace this point back to the y-axis, and it looks like our y value is -2. And that would be our solution for these 2 graphs. Okay, I want you to pause the video and try this one. If you're struggling, or once you have your answer, unpause the video and check your work with mine. All right, so the solution I got was the point -3, 3. So that point is right here. If you're looking at my work, the m obviously represents the slope. So I have my green equation and my blue equation where I write y-int. That's what I'm using to abbreviate the y-intercept, just to help with labels. So if you didn't get this, double check your work before moving on. All right. We are on the last page for this section. Looks like we got 4 more to do. So let's take a look at E. All right, we got y equals 1/2 x plus 1 and x equals -4. I'm actually going to start with this x equals negative 4, because this is an interesting equation. You may remember seeing this in the last section. But if we ever have an equation and we're asked to graph it, and it is just x equals a number, what we do is we look at our x-axis. So remember, our x-axis is the horizontal axis, y-axis is the vertical one. So we look at our x-axis, and I'm going to look for this number. So okay, here's my x-axis, negative 4 is right here. So what I want to do is I want to draw a line through the x-axis, straight through that point, and so I'm drawing a vertical line right through it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. This is actually the first line. So we didn't even have to do any work. We didn't have to look for a slope or y-intercept or anything. And remember, you know that you graphed the correct line if you can pick out any point on this line and the x value at that point equals the number that x is equal to in the equation. So if I look at this point, I know my x equals 4 or negative 4. My y value, I would have to trace it back here. It looks like it would be negative 3. But if I trace it back to the x-axis, take a look, it's negative 4, because this is just a vertical line. And if I go up here at this point here, my x value is also negative 4, because as I go along this line, I'm not shifting left or right. So my x value is going to stay constant here. Okay? So this line is representing x equals negative 4. So now all that is left is we got to take care of this guy. So we got to find our two pieces. We need our slope and we need our y-intercept. So our slope, remember, that is the number right in front of x being multiplied. So in this case it is 1/2. And our y-intercept, we know it's going to be a point where x is 0, and we just need to figure out what the y value is. And it is represented by this number here, which in this case is +1. So now we go ahead and graph this guy. So we start with our y-intercept. So 0, 1, that point is right here. And now we can use our slope of 1/2. So if we use rise over run, that would be up 1, right 2. I notice that as I go in that direction, I'm going away from the line I need to intersect. So I'm going to flip it now, and I'm going to start to go this way. So instead of going up 1, right 2, I can go down 1, left 2. So let's do that a couple times. Down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2. Now we have finally intersected our other line. Bingo, here is our intersecting point. So our answer here for this point, remember, I'm going to write it as an ordered pair. So my x value, it looks like at this point, x is negative 4. And our y value from this point, if I go to the y-axis, it looks like negative 1. Okay, so a little different since we had this type of equation, but same process. Okay, let's get practice on this one. All right, we have two equations that look extremely similar, but they are slightly different. So I'm going to color code these again. Let's do red. Let's do red and yellow this time. Why not? Okay, so for my red equation, my slope, if I take a look, there's no number in front of my x variable, but like we said in the last section, if we ever have, let me write this as a note down here, if we ever have x, that is the same as writing 1 times x. So I can think of this as being 1 times x, which means my slope in this case is just 1. You could write it as 1 over 1 if you would like to, if you like using the rise over run method. So my slope is 1. My y-intercept is going to be the point 0, comma, and then this number here will be, and I need to keep track of this negative sign, so my y value is negative 2. All right, let's just go ahead and graph this one before I do the yellow equation. So my y-intercept is 0, negative 2. That will be right down here, finding negative 2 on the y-axis. And my slope is 1 over 1. So I'm just going to go up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. Pretty easy. That is not a very straight line, but you get the idea. All right, let's graph our other one, or our other line. I can't talk today. All right, our slope, same thing. I don't have anything written in front of x. We know based off of what we just talked about, that means our slope is 1. And again, write it as 1 over 1 if you'd like. And now our y-intercept, our x value will be 0. Our y value in this case is positive 2. So 0, comma, positive 2. All right, let's go ahead and graph this one. So my y-intercept of 0, 2. Now I'm going to go up 2 on the y-axis. And now let's use our slope. Up 1 over 1. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. Now, you might notice something interesting with this one. Let's just go ahead and draw a line through these points, and let's see what happens. So I know I didn't draw the straightest lines, but it looks like these lines aren't going to intersect. And that's actually true. These are parallel lines. You might not be able to tell that from the picture because I'm not the best artist, but we can look at this actually from a mathematical perspective. If you notice, I said these equations look very similar before we started. They both have y equals x, and then this one was minus 2 and this one was plus 2. So that was the only difference. The plus and minus 2, if you noticed, that just changed the y-intercept. So for our red equation, having minus 2 put our y-intercept down here below the x-axis, and then in our yellow equation, having plus 2 put it above the y-axis. Now, our y-intercepts are different, but what was the same? Our slope. So the rate of change, or the slope, of each line was the same. So regardless of where the y-intercept was, it didn't really matter. If two equations of a line have the same slope, they are parallel lines. They will never intersect. You can stretch this graph out to 100 both ways. These will not intersect. So what's our solution? There isn't one. So for this one, we just write no solution. These lines will never intersect each other. So if you ever notice that two equations have the same exact slope, you can skip all the work if you want and just say no solution, because you know that two lines with the same slope will not intersect. All right, I really cannot talk. We have two more problems. I want you to try out both of these on your own. Pause the video. Once you are done, unpause and check your work with mine. You can do this. All right, I got my solutions right here. I know there's a lot to look at, so definitely pause the video and check your work alongside mine. For equation G, I got the solution -3, -1. And for problem H, I got -2, +2.